Tower 2010, May 15, paragraph 21, yung tema na bakit hindi pinarusahan ni Jehovah si Aaron sa paggawa ng gintong guya. Ito'y bahagi ni Brother Escobar.
Picture Mount Sinai. You and all your family with you are walking in a dusty desert at the peak of day. A steep mountain emerges in the distance, standing like a stone fortress. No ordinary sight, its surface is rugged, like it was etched with a giant pick, and its cracks like scars ooze a burnt orange hue. Marching forward, sand in your shoes, you begin to notice the rocky terrain closing in around you. Jagged cones like colossal fences tower out of the ground, seemingly growing taller. You at last reach the slope, pausing just briefly to meet the sky with your eyes. Immediately, you feel as if you have sunk down into a deep cavern in the earth. It would have been in a place like this that Aaron and the Israelites were camped. Day after day, they awaited Moses' return in this striking environment after his daunting ascent of Mount Sinai. We will now see what transpired at the base in his absence, at Exodus chapter 32, verses 1, 2, and 4. That's Exodus 32, verses 1, 2, and 4. Meanwhile, the people saw that Moses was taking a long time coming down from the mountain. So the people gathered around Aaron and said to him, "Get up, make for us a god who will go ahead of us, because we do not know what has happened to this Moses, the man who led us up out of the land of Egypt." At this, Aaron said to them, "Take the gold earrings from the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." Down to verse 4. Then he took the gold from them, and he formed it with an engraving tool, and made it into a statue of a calf. They began to say, "This is your God, O Israel, who led you up out of the land of Egypt." Not long before, Moses instructed the people in Exodus chapter 20, verse 3 through 5, against making or adopting other gods. They forgot the spiritual God of their forefathers, and now pressure Aaron to help make an image for them to give worship, reminiscent of their Egyptian slave masters. To quell the crowd, he caves to their demands to carry out this apostasy, transgression that carries a death sentence. We might ask the question, why did Jehovah refrain from punishing Aaron for making the golden calf? Well, let's turn to Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 20 for the answer. That's Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 20. Jehovah was so angry with Aaron that he was ready to annihilate him. But I made supplication for Aaron at that time also. Moses reveals this near the end of his life as the Israelites are preparing to cross over into the promised land. Moses modestly waited to express this loving warning, affording to Aaron much of his dignity. Did the fervent petitions of this righteous man have an effect? The record informs us that Jehovah did turn away from his burning anger to grant mercy on most of the camp. Yes, only some 3,000, a small number by comparison, chiefly responsible for the idolatrous act, died on this day, according to Exodus chapter 32, verse 28. But his anger may have abated also for other reasons. We know Aaron had a reputation of strong faith in Jehovah. He participated at the side of Moses to give Pharaoh advance warnings of Jehovah's curses. Further, we must not overlook the fact that Aaron's decision to oppose the rebellion became evident once Moses caught news of it. For upon descending from the mountain, Moses stationed himself at the entrance of the camp, amid the eating and drinking, and raised his voice to summon all who sided with the true God. Aaron and all the Levites stood next to Moses, displaying to Jehovah that he had a loyal heart and mind. Even after this occasion, we are reminded that everybody not named Moses and Joshua had to account for their wrongdoing. Please follow along as I read Exodus chapter 32, verse 30. Again, that's Exodus chapter 32, verse 30. On the very next day, Moses said to the people, "You committed a very great sin, and now I will go up to Jehovah to see if I can make amends for your sin." Jehovah found Aaron deserving of death in the wilderness, but we see others bore guilt as well. Yet because of Jehovah's boundless mercy and forgiveness, we learn he examines us beyond momentary signs of weakness. Certain we are of God's compassion, let us be determined to show loyalty to our one true God, like Aaron, so we can live and be dignified among his people. Back to our chairman.